Have you ever sat down to watch a colorful, innocent-looking cartoon with a toddler, only to find yourself completely breaking down in tears? Well, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are looking at something truly mind-blowing. We are pulling back the curtain on a seemingly simple kids show that is secretly an absolute masterclass in human psychology. We're going to break down exactly how this brilliant piece of animation holds a mirror right up to our deepest insecurities, our family dynamics, and honestly, our personal growth. Okay. Let's dive right into this, because this is the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? Why are grown adults all over the world tearing up over a 7-minute cartoon? The secret is in how the creators use totally normal, everyday family scenarios to sneak in these profound, heavy-hitting lessons on developmental psychology. They aren't just writing for the kids, they are actively targeting the adults in the room, and it is genius.
Let's start with part 1, the milestone baby race and the overwhelming pressure of parenting.
If you've ever been around new parents, or if you are one yourself, you know exactly what this feels like. It's that suffocating real-world pressure about a child's early development. That little voice constantly whispering, "Are we on track? Are we falling behind?" And this beautifully illustrates exactly how that pressure builds. You start out so proud. Month 4, the baby is rolling over. Wow, earlier than expected. Mom feels like she is totally winning. Month 6, sitting up. Everything's great. But then, month 9 hits. Things diverge. Instead of crawling, the baby starts bum shuffling. And suddenly, panic sets in. Mom sees another baby pulling up on furniture, basically getting ready to run a marathon. And in her mind, a developmental stage just turned into a literal race. And she feels like she's losing.
This is where the psychological writing is just top tier. You have this intense clash. On one side, the mother's internal anxiety is redlining. She's desperate. She's literally putting olive oil on the baby's knees to stop the bum shuffling just to catch up to the other moms. But contrast that panic with the doctor's cold, hard reality. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Some babies just bum shuffle. They don't come with an instruction manual. This dynamic perfectly captures modern parenting. We constantly let our own internal panic override objective, calming reality.
All of that frantic comparison finally builds up to this incredibly raw, vulnerable moment. I just felt like I was doing everything wrong. Just let those words sink in for a second. It's a total gut punch. By stripping away all the jokes and the cartoon antics, the show is validating these massive, deep-seated anxieties that so many of us carry around every single day. It's looking right at the audience and saying, we see you, we know how terrifying it is to be responsible for someone else, and hey, it's completely normal to feel like you're failing.
Moving on to part 2, navigating sibling independence and the bedroom shift.
You see, that fear of getting it wrong, it doesn't magically disappear when the kids grow past the baby phase. Family dynamics shift. And it's this bittersweet roller coaster where kids inevitably start wanting their own space. Let's see how this builds because it perfectly captures the messy emotional logistics of growing up. Step 1, the older sister decides she wants her own room. Makes total sense. Step 2, the absolute bureaucratic nightmare of dividing their stuff, like negotiating who gets custody of a shared stuffed animal named Gloria. But then, step 3, the sun goes down and suddenly that independence is a little too real. They start inventing excuses to leave their rooms, passing little messages back and forth, leaving notes. They miss each other like crazy. Until finally, step 4, they just give up and push their beds right back together. It's this huge emotional arc disguised as a basic bedtime routine.
Which brings the dad to this brilliant realization: the problem isn't the room. The older sister thought she just wanted her own physical space, right? But she didn't realize that her old room came with the comforting built-in presence of her best friend. The physical shift was super easy. But the psychological shift of separating from your sibling, that is incredibly tough.
All right, part 3, the illusion of perfection and navigating failure.
If the baby race was all about the insane pressure parents put on themselves, this part is about the pressure kids put on themselves and how we actually model resilience. Now, what's really interesting here is just how chaotic childhood actually is when you lay it all out. A kid crying over a crooked drawing on a Father's Day card. The dad genuinely taking a hit and getting hurt during roughhouse play. The kids straight up losing an obstacle course because they refused to cheat. Even the dad playfully cheating at a card game. Nothing here is pristine. Nothing is perfect. But these messy, chaotic moments are the exact crucibles where kids figure out how to handle frustration and failure.
It sets up this beautiful contrast between the expectation of perfection and the gritty reality of just being tough. The daughter is completely melting down because her drawing of a boomerang is slightly off, and she wants her love for her dad to be represented flawlessly. But her dad flips the script. He reminds her of all the times she takes the tumble, scrapes her knee, and just gets right back up to play. He's teaching her that life, whether it's art or games or just growing up, is rarely perfect. What actually matters isn't being flawless, it's being resilient. It's being tough enough to keep going, even when your drawing gets a little smudged.
And that leads us to our final section, Part 4, Running Your Own Race and the Ultimate Comfort.
This is the absolute emotional climax of our explainer today. We are looping right back to that stressed-out mom from the baby race, the one watching everyone else's kids walk while hers is still bum shuffling. You know, sometimes you can only get real perspective from someone who has actually been through the fire. Enter a visitor to her wildly messy house, another mom who drops a bombshell. She has not 1, not 2, but 8 children. 8! That number is massive. It represents this undeniable, battle-tested wealth of experience. And it takes this veteran mom of 8, standing right there in the middle of all the toys and the anxiety, to deliver the exact perspective our main character needs.
She just looks at her, she sees the exhaustion, she sees the pure panic, and she simply says, "You're doing great." Cue the happy tears. I mean, it is such a simple, basic sentence. But when you are absolutely drowning in self-doubt, hearing someone with that much authority tell you that you're actually doing a good job, it's like taking your first real breath of air. It completely shatters the illusion of the baby race.
So, the absolute crucial takeaway here is this: run your own race. The creators took what started as a literal foot race between infants on the floor and elevated it into this deeply psychological metaphor for navigating your entire life. It means moving forward at your own personal pace, completely free from those suffocating expectations, those fake timelines, and the toxic trap of comparing yourself to everyone around you. The baby's going to walk when the baby is ready. The kids will sleep in their own rooms when they're ready. You are going to figure it all out when you are ready.
Which leaves us with one final provocative question. I want you to look at your own timelines right now. Your career, your relationships, your personal goals. Are you running your own race, or are you exhausting yourself trying to run someone else's? It is honestly wild how much wisdom is packed into a few animated frames. So take a deep breath, stop looking at the lanes next to you, and just keep moving forward. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.